Hey, Chris here, and today I have a very fun and quick recipe for you that will give you a fantastically flaky, crispy, sugary, and crunchy dessert. We are going to make these Palmier cookies. They are super easy, trust me, you can do it in less than 30 minutes. Stay tuned, you'll see exactly how I make these crispy, crunchy Palmier heart-shaped cookies. Alrighty, let's get started. We need to melt 4 tablespoons of butter. Conveniently, this stick has a measurement on it. So I'm gonna score it over top of the paper and then completely struggle to get it out of the paper so that I can see that score mark. And then we're gonna cut it where that score mark is. So watch me struggle here. Alright, there's the score. So let's chop that down the center, take this big bit and put it in a microwave safe bowl. While that's microwaving, let's unwrap our puff pastry. Get this nice and flat, spread it out, and get ready. Because you're gonna measure out about a half a cup of sugar. You're gonna use pretty much all of this on the puff pastry, if not a little bit more, but we'll get to that in a second. First, we need to grab our melted butter. Spread about half of the butter all over the puff pastry. Make sure you get right to the edges. Now, here comes that metric ton of sugar. So heavily cover this side of the puff pastry with the sugar. I'm just gonna shake it out of this measuring cup half-heartedly, and it doesn't really matter how neat it is because we're gonna use our fingers to spread it out and get it to all of the corners. If you need to sprinkle on a little bit more, don't be shy, get it right to the edge. Next, we're going to take a rolling pin and press down and roll so that the sugar gets really packed into the puff pastry. Roll from all the directions and then set this aside. Flip over your puff pastry and go ahead and repeat the process. I'm not going to lie to you, I struggled to flip the puff pastry just a little bit, so my recommendation would be to unstick the puff pastry from the parchment paper before you do the first side. I'm going to call that a pro tip. Now, take your time and we're going to carefully roll the puff pastry halfway. So just use your little fingers and continue to roll in small sections until she decides she wants to roll as one. Go halfway, turn it around, and roll the other half up to meet in the middle. This is what's going to give us our heart shape. Trust me, it looks fantastic at the end. So just roll, 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 give it a little bit of a squeeze to keep it together, and then we're just gonna place this in the fridge for 5 to 10 minutes before we slice it. This makes it easier to slice. Now, slice this into pieces. Try to keep it as uniform as possible. You'll watch here in a second, I kinda lose the plot on this one, and they get a little thin, but that's okay. See, I pointed out the thin ones. Alright, now I'm going to show you what the cross section looks like. You can see how that can look like a heart, right? Alright, on a parchment paper lined cookie sheet, I'm going to lay these out. I will let you know that these do expand. I did lay them a little bit too close. I would suggest leaving a little bit more space, but I was in a rush. So I wanted to get them all onto one sheet, which just meant I had to kind of use a spatula and unstick some of them when they were done. Place them on this sheet and cook in a 400-degree oven until golden brown. Mine took about 20 to 30 minutes. Make sure you keep an eye on it because, as you can see at the top corner there, some of them get a little bit darker than the others. Take them off the sheet and let them cool. Now let's listen for this crunch. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed these wonderfully quick and delicious cookies. Give it a try at home and post how much you love them in the comments section below. Until next time, take care. Bye!